Mercedes-Benz on Tuesday unveiled the 2023 EQS SUV. The formula behind it is pretty straightforward, taking the EQS sedan and enlarging it, retaining the EQS 126-inch wheelbase but adding 7.8 inches of height. It's not a perfect cousin of the large GLS class SUV. The rear roofline's taper helps the EQS SUV cut through the air more efficiently, something that wouldn't happen if the roof were flat all the way to the rear end. Yet, there is still enough room inside for an optional third row of seating. The EQS SUV is taller than its similarly named sedan relative, but many of its specifications and features will feel familiar to fans of the existing Mercedes EV lineup. Most obviously, the company's one-bow styling theme comes on strong in the EQS SUV, with an aerodynamic, sloping front end and a tapered greenhouse helping it make a strong first impression. Offered in EQS 450, EQS 454 MATIC, and EQS 580 forms, the SUV should also be able to hit up to 373 miles of range. Battery specs for the 12-module pack in the floor hew to those of the sedan: 107.8 kWh capacity, 9.6 kilowatts onboard charger, 200 kilowatts maximum DC fast charging speed, 31 minutes at full juice to get from a 10% to an 80% state of charge. The front fascia's headlights and grille were basically cribbed from the EQS, and we've seen a similar face on both the EQE and EQB. Going forward, expect to see a lot more of this countenance. The rear end adopts the same single taillight setup as the EQS, but the SUV's rear proportions make the lights look much slimmer. Like the EQS sedan, the crossover has a clamshell hood that dovetails into the wheel arch, as well as a funky pop-out washer fluid filler on the left front fender. There's also a very short visual dash-to-axle ratio, with the base of the windshield residing nearly above the front axle center line. Inside, the EQS SUV picks up all that's great about the EQS. Everything is covered in materials that are soft or warm to the touch, whether it's the leather throughout the cabin or the clever new rosewood trim that has stainless steel Mercedes stars pressed into it. The second row seats can slide fore and aft up to 5 inches. With the third row seats down or not included, the trunk offers up to 31 cubic feet of storage, expanding to 74 cubic feet with the second row folded down. Optional on the 450 and standard on the 580 will be the headline-grabbing MBUX Hyperscreen, a single sheet of high-strength glass that hides a 17.7 OLED center display, a 12.3-inch instrument panel, and a 12.3-inch touchscreen directly in front of the passenger to allow them to make navigation suggestions or listen to their own audio sources. The Burmester 3D audio system incorporates Dolby Atmos technology, so it should sound incredible. If the embedded tech isn't your style, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. The Mercedes EQS SUV comes standard with a 2-row, 5-seat passenger layout, and there's an incredible amount of room. The seats are mounted higher thanks to the elevated roofline, eliminating the slightly awkward high floor feeling of the EQS sedan. Load space in the 5-seat version ranges from 23 to 31 cubic feet behind the second row, and the middle bench seat back can incline 14 degrees forward to make room for bulky cargo without having to be completely lowered. The 7-seater tops out at 28 cubic feet with the third row down. If you raise the last row, shopping bag space shrinks to 7 cubic feet. As most automakers know, crossovers are essential to a healthy bottom line. And while the 2022 EQS has been a reasonably popular sight in posh Silicon Valley and Manhattan neighborhoods, it still doesn't have the high-riding form factor that luxury customers demand. By incorporating the best parts of the sedan into a crossover shape, the EQS SUV should be an instant success for Mercedes. The 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV will arrive at dealers in late 2022. Pricing is still TBA, but for context, the EQS 450 Plus sedan starts at $103,660, including $1,050 in destination charges, while the EQS 580 starts at $126,950. Expect the EQS SUV to be around that price range, likely a smidge above it. Do you consider to buy this new SUV in future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.